looking back into some 15 years back, on the 10th of June 2002, the day I stepped into the soil of Delhi from one of the longest train journey starting from Dimapur on a train called Brahmaputra Mail. For a 17-year-old boy who has never stepped out into a very hot place like Delhi, the moment I landed in Delhi, I think all Delhi railway stations, I thought if there is hell, it must be it. It was so hot. The first thing that crossed my mind was, how am I supposed to be studying here with so many people? With so many people around, no one seems to care if you are alive. The moment I stepped out of the train station, I was such a small boy, tossed around by the crowds. I thought I'm not gonna survive. Then the person who was leading us took us to another long ride again. That was in Mahipalpur, to Brother Caleb's house. We went there, had our lunch. The same afternoon, with our baggage on, we were taken to a Zeliangrong church in the same place, in Emmanuel Baptist Church, Emmanuel Church. But I thought it's gonna be the end of the world, you know. But still then, from the day I stepped on, I made up my mind that Delhi will be a place that will make or my life. And it's been a blessing through and through. So I was just recollecting the memories of my stay in Delhi. Thank you so much, the Delhi Student Union, for inviting me to share the life that I spent here in Delhi and the visions that I have for our people through this platform. Our respected chief guest of this afternoon, our guest of honor here, Sir Moses Jalai, for gracing this occasion, Madam Againa, our sister Linda, Brother Aaron, Brother Lucas, and Uncle Mani, and many more dignitaries, and especially the student leaders, the formers, and the present. You all had saved my life in many different ways. I would not have been standing here as one of your guests today had it not been for the sacrifices, for the help that all of you have rendered to make me what I am today. So I am eternally grateful to all of you. And not to forget all the people in this working in the world of religion, who had worked as a pastor, as coordinator for the fellowship, Zeliangrong fellowships, and in many other positions. Brother Pantitan is here. I don't see Brother Obed. I don't know if he's here. the same afternoon on the 10th of June in 2002, after I attended the service at around 4:30 or 5, I went straight to stay with Brother Obed and Brother Pantithan in Nehru Vihar. I stayed there for about a month or so, then I went to stay in a rented accommodation after I got my college. So I will not be able to mention name of every individual who has helped me to be what I am today. But I am forever indebted to all of you because I am a proud student, a product of Delhi, who had stayed here in Delhi, who has seen my dreams being accomplished. And you all have played a very vital role in making me what I am today. Moving forward, I don't know how much time is given to me, but irrespective of the time given to me, I'll take whatever time I feel is good for me because I also have made a lot of effort to come here. Till yesterday afternoon, till 1 o'clock, I did not get my permission to come here. I could not tell my boss because Honorable CM is visiting Tamenglong District. I had to make so many preparations. So till 1 o'clock I was attending the meeting. Right after the meeting I rushed to my additional Chief Secretary because my Chief Secretary is here in Delhi. So I went to him, sir, just give me 1 day leave, outstation leave. I'll just be back. Kahan ja rahe hai? Sir, I have to go to Delhi for a function because I also studied in Delhi and it wouldn't be good if I missed this program. So, okay, come back soon. So, tomorrow early morning flight, 5 a.m. flight, Indigo, the first flight, I have to be there as if I never went out. So, well, for many of you who are students here, let me start my little talk. How many of us are students here? I see at least the first 3 rows is like full of people who are already accomplished in life. Can I see how many of us are students? Because this is supposed to be a freshest meet. Okay? I see quite a lot. Friends, as I just narrated, as I was passing through this train journey, so many things went into my head. After I finished my class 11 and 12 from Shillong, I took this train, despite so much financial difficulties. I told my dad that nothing doing, I'll go and study in St. Stephen's. Believe me, I did not know if St. Stephen's was a college or university. I had no idea. But someone challenged me when I was in class 8 that St. Stephen's, there is a college called St. Stephen's, which is supposed to be one of the best. And very few of our people gets to study there. So I decided from class 8 onward that I want to study in St. Stephen's College. I don't know whether it is a college or university, I wasn't very sure. When I came, I applied only for St. Stephen's College. I did not apply through this the central admission procedure, but somehow or the other, I did not know it was without my consent. They felt that if I do not get through, I would be left out of the admission procedure. So I think Brother Pantithan and Obed, they took the, they filled up my name. I don't know whether I got through other college or not, but I was saying I was so determined, I'll study there. So as I was recalling, I was just recalling back my train journey. So many things went into my mind. Armstrong, you are going there to see your dreams of becoming an IAS officer. Whether can you make it or not? You're gonna spend your father's hard-earned money. You're gonna be living the tears of your mom. So many things went into my mind. It was a challenge for a 17-year-old boy. And as I was traveling the train journey, I was writing down in my diary what I want to become. And in this particular year, I will be doing what? As we passed through Varanasi, I went down to buy a water bottle. I nearly missed the train. jumped back into different compartment, but got back into the right seat. So from the time I landed in Delhi, friends, I am so blessed that God gave me a very, very determined heart, no matter what, to accomplish the purpose for which I wanted to come to Delhi. By God's grace, I applied for the subject which I wanted in Delhi, in Stephens. And very funny me, basically. I mean, I was too honest. I applied for 2 subjects. I went for maths interview first. I told the professors who were interviewing me, "Sir, I don't want maths." You know, they were so surprised. Why are you coming for interview? Because they asked me to fill up for 2 subjects, so I fill up for maths and physics. I want to study physics, not maths. But since they have to complete the formalities, they started asking me some maths questions. So I was able to answer most of it, but some of them which I couldn't, not sir. I don't know. It's okay even if you don't select me for maths. So I was very honest and very blunt. So I got through into the subject that I desired to, physics. I studied with all my heart. I was able to pass out with a good marks by God's grace. So after my graduation, many of my friends were writing this exam, IIT JAM, joint admission for my masters, MSc, MTech. They asked me to write, so okay, I also went and wrote the exam. I wasn't interested. Somehow or the other got through again. I said nothing doing, I'll go straight for the UPSC. I'm telling you, even after I took the admission, there were so many people who were saying that Armstrong, it is so difficult. You may basically not end up doing anything in life because UPSC is very difficult. And for a graduate like you, it's almost impossible now. I nearly gave up because hearing from so many seniors, so to say, I was kind of discouraged, but I said, let me give it a try, no matter what. I decided to give not only a try, but to ensure that I make it through till the end. And you know, I was overconfident. In my first attempt, I was so, prelims was yes, easier. Not easy in the sense that, you know, it's so easy to type, but I was very confident I will get through. I wrote my mains. The questions were very familiar. According to my preparation, I gave my best. And I was still thinking I will make it, but I missed out by 5 marks in the mains. So I had to write my second attempt. Then it got into the revenue service. Then third attempt got into the IAS. So why I'm relating all of you this is to tell you that I came to Delhi with a very, very specific thing in my mind. "25 is very significant for me. Number 25 is so significant for me because number 1, I wrote down in my diary when I was in class 8 that before I turn 25, I have to accomplish what I want to. Every time my birthday comes, I will count. I don't celebrate my birthday as such, but you know, I will see how many more years to be 25 and how far am I from achieving my dreams. With this specific thing on my mind, I was struggling every day. So for those of you who have come here as a freshers, I want to challenge you. as you take on the flight or a train or any other mode of transportation, did you have similar thing on your mind when you came to Delhi to take your admission? What were you thinking when you touched down the soil of Delhi? If you did not have it, Brother Pame in the revenue service, as much as I can remember, very few are not a student of Delhi University. The rest, 90% of us, are from Delhi University. I think you'll agree with me. This shows that Delhi has everything for you if you want to do well in life. I'm just taking an example of civil service. There are so many other platforms, there are so many other careers which students from Delhi University have excelled in. So please grab this opportunity. You are here in the land of opportunities. I'm not talking about being in America. We always hear America being land of opportunities. Let me tell you, for people like you and I, who has come from very far off jungles, you are here now in the land of opportunities. Please make the best use of it. If you cannot make your life being here in Delhi, I can give you in writing that you may not necessarily make good in life, even if you go to Mumbai or even if you go to any part of the city or even if you go to America rather. So Delhi presents a unique feature. You should know how to grab this opportunity. That's my second point. The third, after you take your decision and after you see Delhi, be willing to suffer a little bit. Be willing to suffer a little bit. I'm just repeating this. Many of us cannot take the pressure that is coming to us as a student. Looking back into my college days, I almost submitted my resignation from college after studying for 4 months. I got so frustrated. I was studying I did my class 11 and 12 from Shillong. I did pretty well. I was among the toppers. I thought, Armstrong, you've done it. So when I came to Delhi, whatever was taught in the classroom, I could not understand it. And especially the accent that the teachers, used. It was very difficult for me to decipher it. It came to such a disappointment point that the teacher had to write down some equations in the board and had to even say this. Every one of you in the class except for Armstrong understands this or not. Armstrong will have an extra class for you. After the class, meet me for a coffee. It came to such a disappointing point. So I thought, in our old folks tradition, it says, no, I'll just repeat it wrong way. Instead of being a lion's tail, you better be a cat's head. So I was doing well in Shillong, so let me go and live there instead of being just following others here in Delhi. So I went, I asked the clerk. I was thinking, okay, I spent 30,000 in the admission, so if I get back, I'll go back to Shillong and do my admission there. Why I did not submit after I fill up everything was, no sir, you will get back only 8,000 rupees.
that was not enough to cover my fare to go back to Shillong, so I did, then let me not withdraw my admission. Disappointment after disappointment came. My first year, totally blacked out in college. I did not make friends with people, with the other colleagues. I was so disappointed with everything. My grades, almost every class test I was getting out of 10, I was getting either 0, 1 or 2. All the equations were getting wrong. So one of the teachers, a very senior professor, had to call me one day to his room during the tutorials. Armstrong, why are you so weak? Why can't you open up yourself? You've done so well in your 11, 12. That's why we took you. Why? I just couldn't understand why the equations that I knew so well, I couldn't apply in my classroom, in my exam. I almost gave up. But later, we almost gave the first year exam, then things started slowly changing. And second year, I started enjoying. I started going to colleges. I started making friends. I started taking part in the extracurricular activities. Then things became better. So friends, you're gonna suffer. Let me warn you this. Don't think that the weather will be so pleasant here in Delhi. No, it is not. Absolutely no. After my graduation, we stayed in Nehru Vihar. That too on the 5th floor, taking my coaching and preparing for exams. Why 5th floor? Not because it was the most airy, because the rent was the cheapest. We stayed there, my whole family. It was a difficult time. There were times when my parents couldn't send us a monthly requirement of money because my parent was just a school teacher. My dad was just a primary school teacher who was earning 6,500 a month, and 6 of us were here. It was so painful to see my sisters, my 2 sisters, giving up their regular studies and had to work in a showroom, standing the whole day just to get 3,500 rupees. And the other sisters had to work in call center just to get how much? 6,500, 8,000 rupees. Would have to stay through the night just to support us. It was a very, very difficult, challenging moment for my entire family. And when I study, I used to cry and study. God, if you do not make me become an IAS officer, what would become of me? Because it is in me that all this investment is going into. It was a difficult time. So friends, you may be from a rich family. You may be from a humble family background like mine. But irrespective, even if you're from a rich family, your syllabus wouldn't be easier for you. It's going to be equally tough. You may stay in an air-conditioned room, but you're still going to study the same syllabus like the poor kids studies. Irrespective of your socio-economic status, you're going to suffer in one way or the other. So my challenge to all of you is this: be willing to suffer. Be willing to take this challenge. You're gonna surely face this. You're gonna face this. Now, that's for the students community. For the people who are working here and for the social leaders, I have a few messages and an appeal to all of you. You may not know how impactful your voice can be back at home. Sitting here in Delhi, you may feel that you're just voicing your concern and no one will pay heed. Believe me, friends, people there at home looks up to you as one of the most intelligent group of people. They value your advice as much as I do. So my request to all of you, to the public leaders, to the religious leaders, and to the officials, please do not be discouraged while trying to make our society shine back at home. Please continue to give your advice, your concern for the people back at home. Because back at home, we feel the ideas are somehow or the other saturated already. We feel we know the best when you sit at home in Tamenglong or elsewhere. Infusion of new ideas takes place when all of you suggest. I used to quote, when people there disagrees, I used to tell them, see, even people in Delhi, they are suggesting us this. Even people, students in Delhi, public leaders in Delhi, they want us to do this for a better future. Then they'll think twice, oh, are you sure? You're sure that the people in Delhi also think the same? And then it feels much easier for me to convince them. So please continue to give your valuable advice to the people back at home and to me. Now, I want to invite many of you back home. Don't feel that we have no opportunities. Friends, our place has changed, and it has changed to many great extent. I'm not inviting you back to become a peon. Okay? Let me be blunt in this. I just met a peon in one of the sub-SDO's office who had finished his MSc, first class. And my God, he became a peon. It's not that I'm degrading him, but what is his role in the office? He has to clean the tables, sweep the floor. He does it so well. But is this the job which his parents has sent him for? Spend so much of money. The minimum bare qualification is class 8 or class 10 to become a peon. I want to throw an invitation to many of you who desires to come back home and set up things on your own. There are lots of opportunities which the Government of India, Government of Manipur have started. We need talented people, entrepreneurs, who can handle this. For the last 2 months, I've been looking out for people as simple as this, who is interested in gym, setting up a gym. Because I also want to go to gym in the morning or in the evening. I don't see anyone interested. No, you cannot set up a gym just because, you want to make money, or people has to be trained in certain, in this particular field. I was willing to give them through the bank a big loan of 10, 15 lakhs or even 20 lakhs to set up this. I couldn't find any. So every time we conduct a monthly review meeting of the banks, the CD ratio, means the cash deposit ratio in our district, is extremely low. The RBI guideline says it has to be 60%. In Tamenglong, it's less than 25%. So every time we have a meeting, I will scold the bank managers. Why are you not able to do this? Bank manager will say, sir, please give us people who can handle it. Please give us ideas. We're willing to sponsor it. Everyone comes back with same idea, carpentry. You know, to set up a carpentry house, to set up a slaughterhouse, same idea. Sir, we have seen enough for the last 30 years. They are not making money. Lots of NPAs. The recovery is very difficult. So I end up eating my words again. So I'm inviting all of you, whoever has new ideas, good ideas, please come up. I, from the administration side, is willing to help you. I'll just tell you one small example. In the month of July, one old woman about 60 years old came to me with a very colorful flower pot. And she was saying, "Sir, you please check my flower pots." I said, "Oh, where did you buy from?" "I made it." That's what she said. I was so surprised. "Oh, auntie, you're making it for real?" Yes, I made this. And how many days does it take? It takes about 10 days to dry up. What did you use it as a material for? She used sackcloths and cement and some sand, non-breakable. She was selling it for $200 per flower pot. I was so touched. Oh, a woman who is a widow, basically, of over 60 years old, can still have such a brilliant idea. So I ordered for another 200 more. So I decorated my entire bungalow with it. So if and all people can have such a brilliant ideas, why not you and I, young people? My open invitation is to all of you who has a bent of mind to do something, entrepreneur, to set up something that can employ people and not only ask for employment, but who can set up certain things. We're opening up opportunities for you. And last but not the least, I've taken more than 20 minutes. Friends, I have chosen to be in this service. As God says, man shall live by the brows of his sweats and tears. I'm willing to give whatever I am to be successful in my career, to do well in my job, irrespective of whatever comes my way. Some of my actions is gonna hurt people very badly. In the last 4 months, you all people in Delhi are the ones supporting me so strongly, okay? But people back at home, I'm getting brickbat enough. Especially, you know what I'm talking about, I think. I don't want to go into details. In the last 4 months, we have evicted about 19 houses. I have no choice. My chief secretary called me up a week ago, because he was sitting right in front of the chief minister and was asked, and chief secretary was asked to call me. "Armstrong, can you do it or not?" When I said, "Sir, I will try my best." No, Armstrong, can you do it or not? Just say, don't try. I was given an ultimatum. Or else, the word or else comes along. I have been praying so much to be where I am today. I have given so much, my resources, my time, studying even up to 14 hours a day, sweating in the Delhi sun. So I say, nothing doing. If my professional job requirement demands of me, I'm gonna give it. So friends, as I continue to give my best, wherever I'm posted, I know many of us will be hurt. Your families will be maybe hurt, your relatives may be hurt, or you yourself may be hurt directly. But in the way of setting a developmental goal to develop our place, I will leave no stone unturned. I'm gonna give my best. I'm gonna work the extra time, sacrificing my sleep. Whatever I can, I'm gonna continue giving it to make my mission a success, the mission of my government. Whatever the government deputes me to do, asks me to. In this process, let me assure you all once again that there is not even an iota of personal interest involved. There is no iota of personal interest involved. It's clearly professionals. So as I move forward, I want you to continue to support me in all the steps that I take. Without your support, without the support of the public, it's almost impossible. I want you to continue to give me your advice. I, as your younger brother, will continue to seek your support. In the end, please uphold me in your prayers, and that many more years later from now, when we celebrate the Golden Jubilee, 50 years from now, if God willing, I should be in a position where Moses sir is today, becoming Joint Secretary or Additional Secretary, be it to the Government of India, or Principal Secretary, Additional Chief Secretary, or if God willing, I don't know, maybe Chief Secretary. I should be able to stand up here, being a product of Delhi. I'm sure whoever is going to be the executives of that time, when they organize the Golden Jubilee, they will still remember me. They will invite me. Then I can come and say that I was here 25 years ago, and I was able to say this very confidently, that I want to make our land. I say this, and that time, 25 years hence, if God willing, I should be able to say, I was able to make our land like this. I should be proudly saying this. It all can come through the grace of God, through your prayers and through your support. So thank you so much once again, and thank you for inviting me. And in all my goings here and there as a chief guest, I do not believe in giving gifts. I don't give a single penny wherever I'm invited. I tell them very clearly, but I know Delhi Student Union, you're suffering from huge deficit because all the guests that you have invited have not turned up. I'm very sorry to say this, but they have a huge engagement at home. Someone, Jedi sir, called me up in the morning. Armstrong, you should not fail to say this, that I'm really sorry that I could not come. His party national executives has come for a meeting in Imphal, so he had to attend it. He feels extremely sorry, and Honorable Parliamentary Secretary Awango sir, he also has to prepare an agenda for CM's visit to Tamenglong, because it will be the first visit of Honorable CM to Tamenglong. So they're all bogged down preparing for this. So they express their inability to come here. So I thought you should not run into such a huge debt. Not that my gift will be huge, but I thought I'll just give a little gift, violating all my principles of not giving gifts wherever functions I go. So I want the President to come and just take a few tokens. And believe me, I don't pay this out of public money. I pay out of my salary. I'm declaring it. By God's grace, now I'm posted in Tamenglong. I don't buy most of my food because my home is there. Lots of people who loves me so much, they bring lots of local vegetables. I'm able to save some. Thank God, none of my family members are dependent on me. So, with little savings, I'm giving it to the Zeliangrong Student Union here in Delhi. Just a little, but it's half of my salary. I thought I'll give my 1 month salary, but there is no money in Tamenglong Bank for the last 3 years. No, I'm not joking. There has been no money in Tamenglong Bank for the last 3 months because of the remittance could come only from chopper service. So I'm giving you a token of 50,000 rupees. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. May God bless all of you. Continue to sign for our people. God bless you all. Thank you. And just before I forget, I'm inviting all of you to come for the Orange Festival this year. This year, Orange Festival will not just be a one-day event. We're planning to make it, I have got the consent of the Honorable Chief Minister. We want to portray the goodness, the potential of our whole state and also of Tamenglong through this Orange Festival. So I'm inviting all of you from the district administration side, starting from the 6th till 10th or 11th of December. I'm inviting all of you to come and be a part of it.